Hey everybody, I would like you to see the new Bujin deck I've just put together. So let's start. We have 3 Bujin Yamato, 3 Bujin Relic Habariki, 3 Bujin Relic Hitsuka, 3 Bujin Relic Murakumo, and 3 Bujin Relic Orochi, 2 Bujin Relic Taruta, 1 Honest, 2 Vivid Knight, 2 Fire Formation Tenki, 3 Forbidden Lanes, 1 Monster Reborn, 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, 3 Rise of the Bujin, and 3 Dark Bribes, 3 Horn of the Phantom Beast, 1 Solemn Judgment, and 1 Solemn Warning. In the extra deck we have, well, I just put this one here because when I tested it I had more Fire Formation cards, but I took them all. So basically, I have Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King. I just thought, if you ever need like a Fire Formation card, you can get it right easily. But I haven't used it in the duel yet. We have Bujin Emperor Susanoo. We have Diamond the Air Wolf. We have Gagaga Cowboy, Kachi Kachi Dragon, Lava Lava. I've never been able to pronounce that name right. Chain. Um, We have Gene, we have Utopia, we have number 44, Sky Pegasus, and number 50, Black Sheep of Corn. Okay, the main card in this deck is Yamato and Bujin Emperor Susanoo. These are two like the cards that, well, Yamato is a very good card to get in the first hand. The rest of them are mainly supporting Yamato and Susanoo. So let me tell you basically what it does. Yamato lets you add a card from your deck at the end phase, and then you have to send a card to the graveyard. A monster, not the card, a Bujin monster. So you add a Bujin monster, and then you have to send one card from your hand to the graveyard. Now it's very good because you can add a card like Habakiri, and let's say and during the damage calculation, if your monster, your Bujin Beast Warrior only, is battling another monster, then you can send it to the graveyard and like an honest, but instead of gaining the attack points of your opponent's monster, it doubles the attack monster of your monster, of that Beast Warrior Bujin monster. We have Hatsuka. Hatsuka is a good card because its effect is activated in the graveyard. So let's say you're adding a card, any Bujin monster with Yamato from your deck, and then let's say you have Hatsuka in your hand, or you can just add Hatsuka to your hand, and then you discard it to the graveyard, or send it to the graveyard, and then you can activate Hatsuka's effect from the grave. So for example, what it does is it negates effect that targets Bujin monster, any Bujin monster. So all you have to do is banish it from the grave, and the effect is negated. So what I like to do, let's say if I do hold the Tsuka, I add like most of the time Habakiri, and then I discard the Tsuka. So you're gaining like a good card for attacks, and then you discard and you're sending the card to the grave, and then you can activate its effect for effects that targets Bujin monsters. You have Murakumo. Murakumo is a Bujin monster that once you control a Beast Warrior Bujin monster, you can banish him from the graveyard, and you can target a one face-up monster. One face-up card your opponent control, and it will be destroyed. So it's also a good card to add and then send to the graveyard. Again with Yamato's effect. I have Orochi. Orochi is a card I used sometimes. It's not much because what it lets you is let one Bujin monster attack your opponent directly. So it's very good. But sometimes you want to destroy your opponent's monster, which is most of the time. So usually it's like the last move. I use it for the last move. Let's say if my opponent has whatever 1700 attack life points, and have Yamato on the field. So I'm using Orochi instead of attacking his monster and tackling all around, just attacking directly. So it's a very good card. Then you have Taruta. Taruta is the card that you wouldn't use much because the rest of your monsters are very strong, and most of the time you wouldn't even have to, because your opponent barely can destroy your monster with, Habakiri and Honest in your hand, and you can get them very easily. So Taruta prevents your Bujin, actually any beast warrior, and wing beast monster from being destroyed in battle. It's good to have. I have only two of them because it has a high defense point, which is 2,000. And let's say if you do not get any good card like Yamato in the beginning, so I like to put it in set in defense position, set face down, and then most of the time your opponent, if they don't special summon like a strong monster on the first turn, then they wouldn't be able to destroy it. And then the next turn you can summon an XYZ monster, um, like Susano, for example, which we'll get to in a moment. Then we have Honest. We all know what it does. Double your light monster's attack points. I'm sorry, not double. Gain the opponent's monster attack point and add it to your light monster. Then Vivid Knight. It's a very nice card. I don't think I actually have used that effect yet, but if you have like a one light beast warrior type monster um, on the field and it's being attacked or targeted by an opponent card effect, you can banish that beast warrior monster from the field and special summon Vivid Knight. So it's very good if you want to keep Yamato on the field. So I just have two in case because again the only real beast warrior monster in the deck is the Yamato. So you don't need more than two. I mean the chance that you'll have both of them in the hand is not very often. Then you have Fire Formation 10k, again only two because you have only three Beast Warriors Yamato and two Beast Warrior Vivid Knight. So you don't need more than two. You just, if you, let's say you don't draw it, it increases the chance to get a Yamato to your hand early in the duel. 3 Forbidden Lens. It's good for lowering your opponent's attack points or saving your monsters from being destroyed or affected by spells or traps. Monster Reborn. It's good in every deck. 3 MSTs. It's good in every deck. Then you have Rise of the Bujin. This is a very good card. Because since you have some effects, some monsters that their effect is to be banished from the graveyard, like Bujin Hatsuka and Bujin Marakumu. So what Rise of the Bujin does, if you control no monster and your opponent control a monster, you can special summon one monster from your graveyard and one monster from your banished pile. So it's very good because you can keep filling your grave again and again with Hetsuka or Murakumo. So let's say you summon two monsters, let's say one Hetsuka and one Yamato, or whatever you have in your grave, and then you'll exist summoned Susano, and then you can send with its effect either Hetsuka or Murakumo back to the graveyard and use their effect once you need it. So I like this. I like this card a lot. Then we have 3 dark bribes. Just in case you do not have any more Atsukas in your grave, or if your opponents activate cards that do not target, or any card like Monster Reborn that you wanna negate. So it's good to have. Of course, since a lot of the monsters are Beast and Beast Warriors in this deck, so it's good to have Horn of the Phantom Beast, which add 800 attack points to your monster and let you draw a card once you destroy a monster in battle. Solomon Judgment is very good to have. Negates either summon or spell or trap cards with paying half the life point. And Solemn Warning is good to have to negate a summon, a normal special summon, or any kind of summons that you can think of. By paying 2,000 life points. Okay, let's go to the extra deck. So about Tiger King, we already talked about that before. To add fire formation again, did not get a situation to use that yet. The only one I actually did use is Susano, which is the one you'll use the most. And sometimes, Gaga Cowboy and Black Sheep of Corn. So Susano, what it lets you do, it lets you add. But first of all, you can attack all of your opponent's monsters the same battle phase. So that's pretty good. And then once per turn, you can ditch one XYZ material, and then you can add a Bujin monster. Or you can set a Bujin monster from the deck to the graveyard. You can add from the deck to your hand or from the deck to the graveyard. So you can either add like Habakiri or Yamato or Orachi, and you can send to the graveyard, for example, if you choose that effect, Tetsuka or Murakumo. So that's very good. Then you have the Airwolf, which is very good, just to destroy one card of the field. I mean, by summoning itself, I didn't use it yet, but by summoning itself, you can just tribute itself, and actually not tribute, you're destroying itself and another card on the field, and you can also, since you have like Beast and Beast Warrior or Wind Beast over here, you can destroy them and one other card. Gaga Cowboy, it's good in any deck. You can just, once sometimes the opponent you're stuck with 200 life points and you don't know what to do because, damn, it's the end of the turn, So you can just summon it in defense position, discard ditch an XYZ material, and your opponent will lose 800 life points. Or it has that other effect, which is pretty good too, which adds 500 points to its attack points, and the opponent lose 500 attack points. Kachi Kachi Dragon lets you attack twice. Level Up Chain lets you send a monster from your deck to the grave, which can be used on Atsuka and Murakumo. But again, since you have so many other options to do that, much easier options, you're not going to use it. It's just there for safety. Jin is very good for defense because it cannot be destroyed as long as it has XYZ material. I mean, you can ditch one instead of sending it to the grave. And it can also flip an opponent monster, and actually one face-up monster, your opponent control face down. Utopia negates attacks. Sky Pegasus, I don't know what I put there. I actually like, the art on the card and the name. You can destroy one face-up monster your opponent control. So it's good, let's say, if your opponent has like 1,000 life points or less, because your opponent can get it by paying 1,000 life points. But in most situations, I would just bring out Gaga Cowboy in that situation. And Black Sheep of Corn, again, over here, opponents can get by paying 1,000 points. Over here, you can send the monster. Force, it's not even destroying it; it's sending the monster, which is good in many other situations. Let's say if your opponent has Stardust on the field or any card that prevents card distractions. So you just send the monster to the grave, and the opponent loses 1,000 points. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys like it. Thank you for watching. Bye.